Good morning, everybody. It's 5:45 a.m. Getting ready for the day in my closet. I'm going to show you guys my routine of how I start my workday. I'm not going to bore you with like brushing my teeth and my morning routine, just the actual stuff that I do in my business every morning. So let's get to work. All right, first things first is we go to the eBay Seller Hub and I launch my drafts. I have a draft bank and I launch my listings every morning. What I've been doing lately is I just divide the number of drafts I have by 7, so I have a 7-day work week. So I have 151 divided by 7 is like 21.6. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna do 22 listings today. So we just auto-populate those. I've already drafted them and they're ready to launch. You hit submit. And then boom, we have 22 listings on eBay. Next thing I do is I head over to my active listings. And what I do is I end and sell similar the exact amount of items that I list. So I go to my oldest listings. Some of these have been in here for 80 days. So I go ahead and I do 22 of those. So we go ahead. Oh, but before I do that, I actually make sure that I clear out my unsold listings. These were the orders that I sold in Mercari. So I delisted them from eBay. Okay, so we go back to our 22 and we select those and then we end and sell similar. Now this isn't delist, relist, and I honestly don't even know if I recommend doing what I'm doing right now. I experiment between this and just putting things on sale. But the most important part of this is that you actually change your listings. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna delist these 22. Then we're going to go to our unsold. We're going to select those 22 and we're going to hit sell similar. Now we're not just launching these as a new item. I'm doing quotations with my fingers. We're going to select all of these and we're actually going to reduce the price on them. So I don't have a method to this madness. I just do it kind of by feel. Sometimes I put things $3 off, sometimes $8 off, sometimes $10, just kind of whatever I feel is going to move these items. I sell a ton of similar items. So I know kind of like the similar prices of what things are going for. I'm trying to get rid of clothing aggressively. I sold 6 articles yesterday and this morning, which is awesome. But yeah, so all these clothing items I could probably get more money for, but I'm just trying to get rid of them as fast as I can. So with this season coming up, all these shirts are probably going to fly off the shelf at these lower prices. But what I'm getting at is you need to actually change your listings. If you just delist them, if you just end the items and then sell similar, but you don't make any changes to the photos or the titles or the item price, you're not going to get too many more sales really at all. But actually changing the price, this is the same as discounting them, just in a different way. So I end them and I relist them at a different price instead of just putting everything at 15% off or 30% off or whatever I used to do. All right, so let's go ahead and launch these and then we'll go see how many active items I have. I believe it's around 1560. My store is shrinking, but now it will go up or down just depending on how many items I'm able to find. Some days I will be listing 15. Some days I may be listing 27 if my draft bank builds, but this is what I do every day. Next, I head over to Flyp. That's Flyp. This is a cross-listing and sharing tool. I use this tool every single day, and we're going to talk about this a little bit more in the video. But what I do is I go over and I import those 22 new items that I just put into my shop. Those other 22 relisted items, they're already in my shop, so I don't import them. So I go ahead and I put these 22 in, but I actually deselect these AirPods because AirPods sell so extremely fast that I don't cross-list them. I only list them on eBay. So I go ahead and I get all of these selected. It looks like I only select 18 of them in this video, so it's supposed to be 22, so I actually have to go back and select those other 2, and then I actually listed 1 extra item this morning, so I went ahead and selected 3 of them to get them all into my software so I can list them. All right, the next thing I do is I head back over to eBay so I can see what has actually sold overnight while I was sleeping so I can get them delisted so they don't start selling on multiple platforms. So I'll go ahead and show you an example here. So these are all the listings that sold in the last few hours that I didn't delist before I went to bed. So I'm going to go ahead and delist all of these items on my other platforms, but let me show you an example here. Here's this transverse CD. I'm going to go back to Flyp and I'm going to type in transverse. This is going to show me all the platforms that I had it listed on, which is eBay and Mercari. Obviously it's off eBay now because it was sold there. So I'm going to hop over to Mercari and I'm going to delist it. So I go to my active listings. Oh, looks like I have about $620 in my Mercari balance. I transfer that every Friday. So let's head over here. We're going to just go ahead and it's very simple. You just delete it. Boom. Now you do that on all of your orders that sold and you take care of business. Now, another really cool feature of this application is you're also able to share items. So I go ahead. The next thing I do is I click on the share and I start sharing my listings. I share 6,000 of my Poshmark listings every single day. Then I do auto offers at 10%. I start that. I go to bulk offers also at 10%. Following, I start that. Community share, I start that as well. Just a quick overview here on my following. I follow 2,000 people and I unfollow 1,000 people every day. I send out 10% offers with a little discount on shipping, and I share 6,000 items on Poshmark every single day. Now that that is taken care of, I go over and I bulk import. All of my items have been bulk imported, so I go ahead and I start cross-listing them onto Mercari and Poshmark. So I'll just show you an example here of how easy it is. You just list this on Mercari, go ahead and put in the brand, which is Minolta. Then we're going to scroll down a little bit to the category. You just type in what the item actually is and it pulls up the categories very well. And then I have buyer pays for shipping. This is only 12 ounces, so we go ahead and we do that. Now, a lot of people have questions about buyer pays for shipping or ship your own on Mercari. So anything under £2, I have the buyer pay because the rates are actually pretty good. Everything over £2 that doesn't fit in a 12 by 12 by 5, I ship my own. So I'll go ahead and find a listing like that. Let's find a nice bulky one. Oh, that's actually pretty light. So we'll go ahead and we'll do this juicer base. This is a big bulky guy right here. So I'm selling it for $30 plus shipping on eBay. Let's go ahead and list it on Mercari. Just put in the brand here. I think it's called Jack LaLanne. I'm not 100% sure on the pronunciation of that, but I think it's LaLanne. Go ahead and type in juicer here. It pulls right up. And then we're going to ship my own. So I'll pay ship your own. And then I just bump this up. Should be about $20-ish to ship. So I make that $49.99 and I list that on Mercari. And then when that sells, I just ship it on my own through Pirate Ship. And then I put in that information. I copy the tracking number and then I import it into Mercari. And I just do this on all my listings. So that takes about 20 minutes for, anywhere between 15 and 25 items to get all of those listed, cross-listed, and then start sharing all of the items. After that, for about 10 minutes, I head over to the eBay Seller Hub again, and I answer any questions, do combined shipping, figure all that out, and then do all of my returns, which takes under 10 minutes. Now, Flyp is actually really awesome at what makes my morning a lot more productive, and it helps me beat my competition. I feel like I can do more than my competition in 20 minutes than everyone else is doing in a few hours of work because this software is so optimized. Now, this is the sponsor of the video. Flyp reached out and we're taking care of some business here. What's really awesome about Flyp is it's free for 100 days. You can sign up in the link below if you want to try it out. You don't even have to put in your credit card. They literally just give it to you for free for 100 days. And then after 100 days, instead of automatically charging you on that credit card that you don't have to put in, they ask you, hey, would you like to continue these services for just $9 a month? $9 a month is very, very cheap in comparison to the other cross-listing and sharing platforms. So it's something that I use every day. I spend $9 a month. I've had this for way more than 100 days. So I spend $9 a month to continue to use the service. And it's really awesome. I do actually recommend it. I'm not a shill for Flyp. It's just a product that I use every single day to enhance my eBay reselling business, which I am now using on Mercari a ton. Mercari is awesome, by the way. I'll be doing a video on them shortly. Not a sponsored video, just my take on their changes. But I don't know. This Flyp thing is just really awesome. I'm able to cross-list and not run into any issues and make more money because of this software. So if it wasn't for Flyp, I absolutely would not be using Mercari. I'm not just gonna list on eBay and then manually list all of those items onto Mercari as well. Just takes way too much time. Because of this cross-listing software, now, as you guys saw, I think I had like $617 in my Mercari. That's with 28 orders pending. So really that's gonna be over $1,500 or so. Mercari is awesome. I'm selling about 4 or 5 items a day on that platform with 1,100 items listed, so that's about a 0.5% sell-through rate. And then I continue to have a 1% sell-through rate on eBay, where I have 1,500 listed and I sell about 15 items per day. When I first downloaded Flyp, I immediately cross-listed all of my clothing articles to Poshmark. It took me, I had like 800 articles of clothing, and I just did 100 articles per day, which ended up taking just under 2 hours. So 2 hours a day took me 10 hours or so 5 days. So in 1 week, I got all of my clothing articles and sunglasses and curling irons listed over to Poshmark. And then I didn't list any of my other hard good items over to Poshmark because the fees on Poshmark are 20% and you can't control the shipping, so you're not able to profit on the shipping. So I only moved my slowest moving clothing items over to Poshmark. Now I list everything that goes into my eBay store except for those AirPods. I list them onto Mercari, which increases their sell-through rate because they're on 2 different platforms. It doesn't increase it significantly. I don't want you guys to fall in love with that, but my items do move faster on these 2 major platforms. So I now have 1,100 items listed on Mercari. The hard goods with different categories takes a little bit longer, so I did 50 a day for about 20 days. So in 3 weeks, I got all of my items cross-listed to Mercari. And now every morning, whether I list 9 or 22 or 17, I just cross-list those items every morning in my 20-minute routine. And things are really optimized and things are really rolling. So again, if you guys want to try out Flyp, I definitely recommend it. 100 days for free, no credit card needed, and then just $9 a month after that. If you sign up, full disclosure, I get a $10 Amazon gift card. So if you want to support my wife's spending habits, you can go ahead and do so. Thank you so much.